Go. Welcome to another G4 Guitar Teacher Hangout. My name is David Hart, and today I've got a couple of guys from the US, from the Pacific Coast, right, in California, and we'll just ask some questions and go through the usual. So I'll start with you, David. What would you like to talk about today?
I've got a couple of small questions. I mean, probably the one that will come to the top of the list is the area I'm in, Lake Forest, is quite a big area. Okay, so for advertising, should I look to qualify the area I'm in within Lake Forest? Like, Lake Forest is a huge suburb, so to speak, and when someone looks at it, they could be 15 miles, 20 miles the other side of Lake Forest versus here. So it's good, but when you deliver flyers and it says Lake Forest, I'm worried somebody thinking, oh my gosh, that could be miles away.
Yeah. I think so. Are we talking about on your marketing, on your website? Where are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking kind of maybe not the website, maybe even the website specific, and I'm thinking more so in terms of flyers, because now I'm printing the flyers myself. I can, for the location, I can really do what I want to do, but I want to try and be consistent. So I was thinking, I mean, do you want me to go into this now, or do you want to take the question from Jim and build around it?
Yeah, I'll get Jim's question as well, and then I'll come back to you. So
Great.
Yeah. So Jim, what would you like to talk about today?
I'd like to talk about maybe advertising through Yelp. They seem to be calling me frequently and offering me all sorts of great deals. And I mentioned what I was doing these days, and she's going to get back to me on Tuesday. Said I would talk to the CEO of the company, you, and I'd give her an answer on Tuesday.
Okay, excellent. All right, great. So we'll get into some Yelp marketing. All right, so I'll come back to you now, David. And so in terms of your flyer, I think if you're in a big area and you want people to sort of narrow it down, having something on your flyer, is there some landmark or some way of letting people know?
Well, I wouldn't say landmark. I mean, the flyers I've got at the moment, I've got 3 potential areas. So it's right at the bottom where it says location, and prior to that is the Lake Forest. What I've actually now put is I'm putting location, Foothill Ranch, Portola Hills, Lake Forest, in sort of one comma the other. So if people see that, they'll get a feeling, oh, he's at the top end of Lake Forest.
Yeah. Which is going to be good for marketing for those people closer to where you are. I think for people who are still in Lake Forest, but at the other end, let's say,
right,
it probably won't matter. You could still get an inquiry from them. It depends. I mean, what's the furthest someone in Lake Forest would drive to get to you?
Well, being California, it's not always easy to say by miles or minutes, as you know. I would say, I mean, you've got to look for someone who's going to be 15 or maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. There's a lot of guitar teachers here.
Yeah.
I would say 15 minutes, something like that. So I'm kind of drawing a circumference around where I am and figuring out where those 15 minutes touch points are, and then defining the neighborhoods within that circle. And then what I can do about pitching, because I mean, doing a run of flyers just for one area is pretty straightforward. So that's what I'm thinking about doing.
And I think, look, I mean, from the long-term perspective, people who are coming to you, if the trip is quick, then that's never going to be an issue. If the trip is long, it's more likely to become an issue.
Right.
If they think they can find a teacher closer to home, or or they just get tired of the half an hour in the car every time to get to and from the lesson.
I mean, from the long-term perspective, when I get into a studio and premises, I don't think it becomes such an issue, because that's a game changer.
Yeah,
people travel onto that because that doesn't exist here. It exists in small places.
Yeah, and often if you're kind of in a central place, or there's a shopping center or something nearby that can amuse the the parent with the other siblings or something like that, then it often acts as a kind of incentive, a way to get people to come. Where I was, for instance, in Sydney, in the suburb of Northbridge, I was in the main strip, the shopping strip. in an office upstairs, and just literally, 2 minutes walk away is a big supermarket. So the parents could go there and do their shopping. Most of them did. Most of them lined up so that they did their shopping, grocery shopping, at the same time that their child was having a lesson.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it didn't matter, even if they travelled, 20 minutes to get there. They didn't mind too much.
Okay. All right. I'll give it a go and let you know how it goes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So let's have a look at Yelp marketing. Yelp is, from my understanding, was all about referrals. People use Yelp to look up and get information on other businesses or about a particular business, particular industry. But I guess it also ranks really well through the referrals because it's an active referral kind of site. What's your take on it, Jim? How would you explain Yelp?
Well, what they're asking me or letting me know is if I buy into their program, they will remove all the other ads from my advertising page, and they will place my ad on other people, other non-subscribers.
Right.
So it's very cutthroat, but she's got the sort of pay-per-click payment plan. That's what they're offering now. And I did a little bit of the Facebook campaign like that, and so I got the reach. I got several people engaging. No one ever converted. No one ever called me. So I went, well, that didn't work out so well.
Yeah.
Thumbtack is continuing to work for me, though. I picked up a couple more. So.
Great, and it's cheap, which is excellent.
Right. I've got stage 4 emphysema. I can't really walk around the neighborhood throwing out the flyers. I'm just not going to do that,
Yeah.
So I gotta, like you said, try and get on piggyback somebody else's flyer, right?
Yep.
And yet, I don't even really get any flyers to my door ever. I get some mailers, some envelopes with advertising in those, and maybe I could find out a slip an ad in like that.
Yeah. Do you get door hangers? Do people put anything on your door hanger?
No. It's almost like it's kind of taboo to do things like that. I mean, it's still done, but it's not done as much as it used to be.
So David, being a fellow Californian, what's your thoughts? What about where you are?
In terms of Yelp or flyers or the whole thing?
Let's say the flyers for the minute, the door hangers.
The flyers don't seem to be that bad, to be honest with you. I don't get any. There's no real taboo. I mean, I'm out doing a couple of hundred a day so far. The only thing I bump into is this, no solicitors thing, in which case you just walk on by and and thank them for not letting you walk up the driveway. So that's kind of cool. Other than that, I mean, there's guys down. One thought came to me this week, walking around. I see a lot of estate agent, realtors, flyers, and I'm thinking, gee, I've studied longer and it's cost me more time, money, and effort to become a professional guitarist, and it's taken these guys, and they're out there every day banging it and knocking and putting these flyers on the door. So, hang, I can, with pride, I can do that, and it's just sort of, just psychologically, it's just something that occurred to me. You see these guys going, you could be an estate agent in 3 months,
Yep.
But other than that, I mean, the flyers are going well. I haven't. I mean, I'm 3,000 flyers into the current run so far in the last 2 weeks, I think, and no calls or anything. It's gone completely quiet.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So just writing it out.
Yeah. And Ken, I was just speaking to Ken about the same thing, and Ken's been doing the flyers, and he said that he went through a dry spell where he did a similar number to what he's talking about, got no calls, but then all of a sudden he's had a whole bunch of calls, and it's just picked back up again, and it's like that. It does average out. There are always dry spells. And if it's worked before, it'll work again.
It's like one inquiry every 1,000, but you don't know which 1,000 is going to yield. So
exactly.
I could get 4 in the next 3, and it will even out.
Yeah. There's a very famous, it's probably the most famous quote in marketing, and that is that I know half my marketing works, I just don't know which half.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that,
If you're not in the game, you can't be in the game.
yeah, exactly. We've got to kind of, we've got to be willing to play the odds, and that's what it comes down to. It really comes down to the odds. With things like, and this where Facebook and AdWords marketing and so forth, I've been to lots of marketing seminars with guys who have made millions and millions of dollars through advertising on these platforms. And some of those guys live near you guys. They live in those big waterfront homes, along the beautiful Californian coast. And these guys made all their money from Facebook and AdWords ads, and they all say the same story. It's basically you'll spend a lot of money in the beginning, you won't get much back from it, but what you'll do is you'll learn what the value of each client is worth, and then you'll work out how much to invest, where to invest, and how to invest it. And the main problem is that people don't often have a lot of time, a lot of space, a lot of money to be gambling on these platforms, Facebook and AdWords. But to give you an idea, when I got G4, the G4 Guitar Network started this, when I first did it, it cost me thousands of dollars just to get one client in Facebook and AdWords marketing. And had I given up early, I wouldn't have gotten to where I am today. So it was the encouragement of these guys that say, stick with it, know your plan, know where you're going. So
yeah. I mean, again, I've been in the last 2 weeks. I think I've had like 300-400 clicks to the website, and again, 0. But it's costing me like 47 cents a click, something like that.
Okay.
That's not too bad at the moment. That's just a test run as well.
Yeah, and it's really finding out what are these people clicking for. Am I attracting the wrong people to click for some reason? Like, to give you an example with and I've done lots of different marketing, but just this is a good example of where if I advertise something free, I'll get a lot of clicks, but not many people will actually do anything. They're people who aren't really interested in buying. Whereas if I advertise something to sell, I get less clicks, but I get more actual clients. And it's a trap that a lot of, and I see it all the time when I look on Facebook, guys promoting a free thing, and what they're doing is they're attracting people who want free stuff. They're not attracting buyers. It doesn't mean that giving away free things doesn't work at times. It does. It definitely does. Especially when you want to expose people to a new product or something that you, But in the case of when your clicks, every click costs you money and it's valuable, and you don't want to be wasting that money, having the $99 offer, for instance, is only going to attract buyers rather than people looking for something free. If you advertise the G4 Guitar Method for free, hey, you get a lot more clicks and you get a lot more cheaper clicks, but you will also get a lot of people who are not interested in buying anything. Yeah.
It's a shame with the Facebook stuff that in terms of the breakdown on the ads, you can't get down into zip code. You can get down to region, but you can't get to zip code, because that would be really good.
That would be very helpful. Yeah, exactly.
So anyway.
Something you can do in that, if you want to try with that, is you could do a giveaway of some description where they have to put in their zip code. So on your website, fill in this form with your zip code, and you'll get a free this or a free that.
That's a good thought. Okay. That's a good idea. All right.
So just a strategy, and that way you know who's willing to fill in the form as well.
Right.
So there's a couple of other strategies to think about as well in that respect. When it comes to marketing on Facebook, I think all the little things sometimes make the big difference. And I think you guys saw this before when I had the different color borders, the red border versus the green border.
Right.
And we sometimes don't think about these little things, how just changing one small thing can make a big difference. Your clicks can get a half and all that sort of thing. So.
Can I ask another? Sorry, Jim. Can I ask another question that leads me to another point I had?
Yep. We'll get back to the Yelp, Jim. Don't worry. We'll definitely come back to it.
While you're there, just on that, segueing right into what you said. I'm trying to build. I'm in Thrive, and I'm trying to build a clone of the landing page, because one thing that occurred to me is all my marketing to date with the flyers, the carts, everything has been built around, so to speak, the little guy with the acoustic guitar and his red T-shirt.
Yep.
And that's now on the landing page. That's not there. So I was thinking of building a clone of a landing page and just A/Bing it to see what happens. Because my thought is they see the flyer, they see the Facebook ad, boy in red T-shirt, come onto the landing site. Where's that guy? It's kind of a familiar link that sort of ties the whole thing together.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, have the red book, because I think we've put on your website there is the girl on one side and the boy on the other.
Yeah,
correct?
you've got the girl on one side. I'm looking at it now. You've got the girl on one side and the guy with his foot on the amp on the other side.
Okay, so get back to the red boy, so to speak, so
Yeah.
it matches the ad. Yeah, no.
Okay, so my short question then is, I take it to do the sort of A/B testing, I clone that page to start with.
That's right. Yeah, and I haven't even done that myself yet, but yeah, that would be the process. I know it's the process with. I've done it with the forms, like the links, the Thrive leads. You can clone those and do a comparison. So what I'll do. Let me just finish up with Jim and the Yelp here, and then we'll go on to. I'll jump into Thrive, and then I'll show you with Thrive leads what I know so far. I don't want to jump into something I don't know yet because we end up wasting time. But so I'll come back to that in a minute. And we'll do that. So Jim, can you tell me what the deal is with Yelp? What they said, how much, and what you can expect?
She was talking something about $300 of advertising for free, number one, and I just sort of stopped her there and said, well, I'm going to wait and do a little research before we go forward. And then I got, it's going to be something about anytime somebody clicks on your ad, so I got a little bit of that out of her. I just to jump back what David was talking about, though, so like let's say I like the new landing page with the guy and the girl, okay? So, but I understand the concept of having like the one kid as the icon, and that's gonna be a common link for the flyer and this and that, the other thing. Okay, so what we would have to do then, I guess, would be if I like the new page a little bit better, then I would have to make flyers of that page and have those two kids as being the icons, correct?
Yeah, to get that consistency, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And to be honest, with the new page, we can easily change that back to the red boy. We just did it as on the fly, really. It wasn't much thought put into that of changing that. But now that David's mentioned it, it makes more sense to keep that consistent.
Right.
Yeah, look.
I did have comments about this maybe about a year ago when it changed from the guy with the Les Paul doing this to the cute guy, and they went, that's such a better photograph. A lot of people said that. Wow, that's really good.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. It was less aggressive and more kind of the typical parents young boy that they this kid's a good kid and so it must be a good school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
I'll push on with it. I mean, before you jump into the Thrive thing, I'll push on with the clone, and I'll let you know when it's done. You can take a look at it.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. No problem. Yep. That's great.
Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, Jim. So $300, and do you have to sign a contract before that, or does something happen?
I would imagine so, but I'll talk to her soon. I'm really thinking about giving it a shot and just see how it goes. Thumbtack again has been doing well. When I first signed up for Thumbtack, and they give you like the 20 free credits, which translates to like 10 quotes you can send to these people.
Right.
On the first 10, nothing. And I went, like one kid came through with his phone number. He wanted a phone quote. So I called him up, and it's this black kid up like out in the desert here, and he's like, oh man, that's what is that. $25, is that every week? And obviously he's just somebody's trying to come in for something free, or wanting somebody to jam with for free or something like that. And I thought, well, maybe this Thumbtack isn't the way to go. And then I threw a few paid bids at it, and that was after I got the G4 webpage to throw them there, to send them there, and that made all the difference in the world. I think by just going to a really professional-looking site, they said, okay, this guy's got it together.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
My pleasure. It really is it's the whole chain effect. Every link in the chain, kind of has to work for it to come together. And
Well,
sometimes it's
right. As a sidebar, let me add today that the serpentine belt on my Mustang broke while I was out doing some shopping. Okay, so I had to get towed to the AutoZone, buy the new belt. And remember, with emphysema, you don't have a lot of energy, and if you exert yourself, it's like you've just run 5 laps around the track. That's how you feel.
yeah,
A pretty short. And your mom, right? Your mom knows this, David. So
very well.
you're familiar with it. So anyway, so I'm there. I've got the belt now. Like, what am I going to do? Well, there's 2 guys in line. And I said, hey, you guys have installed the serpentine belt before, right? And he goes, yeah, I've done it. Okay. So anyway, I go $10, right? $10, and they're fine. They get out. Obviously, it doesn't take long. It's a pretty easy job. They get it done. And then there's 2 10s in my wallet. So I end up giving them each a 10. And their faces just lit right up, you know, and it's, oh yeah, thanks. Then I gave them a few business cards. Like, hey, I'm a guitar instructor. If you know anybody, you know, send them my way.
Excellent.
But,
Excellent.
yeah, took a bad day. I kind of did something good with it.
You made the most of the moment, and yeah, that's the trick. That's there's the lesson right there, Jim, and that's beautiful, because it really is about turning every situation. What's good about this situation is, I think that's an Anthony Robbins thing. Is, he always says, well, what's good about this situation, no matter how bad it seems at the time. Yeah. Fantastic.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, I would go for it. I'd give Yelp a go. If you spend the $300 and see some signs that it's working, you might want to spend a little bit more. But if you do the $300 and can't see any signs of it working, because now we really do have the systems in place. Everything's there for it to work. So if you're getting the clicks and the right kind of clicks and so forth, then it should work. But Jim, I'm happy to help you on this as well. So if you want to give me an idea of how the ads look and want to go over, what you're going to say in your ads and all that sort of thing, just email me. That's what I'm here for.
Okay, great. And I do have one of the music stores on the east side of Santa Clarita Valley. I've got him lined up so I can take students there. Okay, and he's got one of his studios is large enough to accommodate like 5 students.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So that's perfect, and he's going to he's asking $5 a student from me. That's fine. Okay.
Yep.
And now I'm trying to. I got a couple, and this is through referrals, and I have another referral just happened from a student from like 5 years ago. Unbelievable. So, but I've got a couple on the west side now. 2 girls, and so I managed to combine them into one household. Okay.
Right.
Now, so that's going to be like the classroom. And this will give me my first experience, with a group teaching, other than an actual classroom of various ages, where it was everything I could do to, keep them in line, rather than teaching them guitar, if you know what I mean. So
yes, yeah. Keep in control. Yep.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm really looking forward to it. So my question just from all that is, the mother that's kind of using her living room now as a little studio classroom, should I offer her any, a $5 or something for letting me use her living room?
Well, it depends. So you're teaching her kids there? Is that what you're saying?
Right. I've got her daughter, and
Yeah.
I've actually got her younger son on keyboards the half an hour before the daughter, and then I was traveling a few blocks away, maybe a mile or so, to get the daughter's friend. They both had a year of guitar at school. Okay, so if they're proven players, really. Mechanically, they've got some skills together. So I had the one problem with the second student, with the mother saying, well, there's going to be this one day on a Friday that she's got to go to a Girl Scout meeting, and we'll have to be, leaving early, and so it just seemed like there'd be somewhat of a scheduling problem, and that's when I simply suggested, why don't we have her come to the other house? We'll double up the lesson, put her in the class. Now your daughter's going to be out well in time every Friday, so there's never going to be a problem missing the Girl Scout meeting.
Yeah.
And it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Yeah. Look, I don't think you need to compensate in any way because you kind of just help to bring it together and solve the problem. So, you know,
Right.
if you want to give them a bit of extra time or something, that would be cool. Or, you know, do a little bit of extra here and there with maybe have a little bit of an extra lesson, or hang out, or like a workshop or something. I don't think you need to, be compensating them financially because you know you're coming to them as well, which is a bonus for them. So
Okay. Great.
yeah, cool. Okay, so that's good. I'll look forward to hearing more about the Yelp as well. So what I will do now though is because I've got both you guys here. I'm just going to go to the website and just hang on one sec. I'll go into Manly here, and what we'll do is we'll just have a look at cloning on Thrive, cloning one of the Thrive leads, because with the actual web page, it should be pretty similar. Like I said, I just haven't done that yet. I know David's going to sort of work it out, and I'll work it out too. But the form, I've been testing different forms and doing the light box has been proven to be the way to go. It's performing 2.5 times better, I think, than.
When you say light box, light box or light?
Light as in Light.
Okay, what that means. Okay.
Yeah. I'll just bring it up. Thrive leads. I'm just going in there now, and then I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. So this is just on it. Okay, share the screen. Here we go. So it should come up in a sec. Just let me know when you can see it.
Got it.
Okay, great. All right. So in here, we've got the top one here, lead groups. And so if I open that up on the left-hand side there, we can see that at the moment there's just the widget ad. That's all that exists there. And if we go to this particular widget ad and look at, I'll just go in here on the edit window. The light box, which is the one above, by the way, that's when it appears on your screen when you first load. You know how you get that box in the middle that covers everything, like a pop-up. So here, along here, you can see, you know, it talks about impressions, conversions, conversion rate, etc. This is the trigger. They're all those things. But here, next to the edit window, you've got clone. So I can click on clone there, and it creates two now. So I've got the same one, and then I can go into the second one here and edit it slightly. I can do whatever I want with it, but obviously when that's very easy.
So that's way to what the pages looks like.
Okay, so the pages I'm not sure about. That's why, like I said, I haven't had a look at that yet to sort of look at pages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you can do that, and it's very easy. You can see once you've done your editing on here. So let's just do this for a sec. I'll go in and I'll edit the second form. Just loading now. And so here, I'll just put in here, grab a free copy.
Yep.
Instead of download, that's all I'm going to do. You could do things like just change. I suggest changing one thing at a time. Don't change lots of things because then you don't know what it is.
Right.
But you might just subscribe now to download now. You know, to the green button there. So then I save the changes there.
Yep.
So I've got two copies. I go back to here, and then I start my A/B test. Click on Start A/B Test. So that's going to test between the two of them. And it'll give me an option. I can give it a name. I'll just call it AB1, and notes if you want. And then it's got these sort of options where I can automatic winner settings. So if I want to have it automatic, so after a certain amount, in other words, how many conversions do I need to have a winner? So, and I might need a minimum of 100 conversions, but let's just say 20 in there, just keep small 20 conversions. Over what period of time do I want to run it? I just want to run it for a week, and to be a winner, chance to beat the original, it needs to be 95%, which I guess is a percentage of improvement. I'm not 100% clear on that. I'll have to look it up. But then I can start the test, and once I've started the test, I can't touch those. The tests will have to run unless I stop the test, and that's it.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's great. It's one of the the selling points of this program, and it's why I think he's doing so well, the guy who put it together. And yeah, and that way we can just make little changes between the forms and see, keep tweaking it. Go, okay, what if we try a red button versus a blue button versus a green button? And away you go. Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's really is a kind of a dream for guys like us, marketers. So
yeah, definitely.
So
the pages are that easy. I'm not saying they are, but that would be wonderful. Okay.
Yeah, if the pages were, it would be good, but yeah. Okay, cool. So I don't know if there's anything else on there to tell you at this point, but then I'll just go back to here for a second. The light box there, let's just do, for the sake of something, I've got a bit of time here, so I'll just go in here and I'll add a light box. So I'm going to here, and what this will do is, like I said, it will create that. I'll just call it LV1. Create form. It goes through the process of creating the form. It's going to load display on the page straight away, and now I can go. It's got different types of animations as well, and we'll go in here and now I can choose which one that I want. So I'll go with this first one over here because I know I've used that before. And
so within one of these templates for the Lightbox, you have the ability to put a, so going back to my issue where you said about the free hook with the zip code, you can add a field in there that is a required field to make it zip code.
You can, yes.
And where will that? Do you know where that will go? Because obviously, an email goes to the Aweber thing.
Yeah. Let's have a look now. Let's see if we can do something like that. I'm not sure if it has to be set up on the Aweber first,
right?
Or whether if you can do it here and then the Aweber works it out. So what I'll do is I'll just go through this process and then I'll check. So I'm going to change image here. So instead of their picture, I'm going to put a picture of the G4 method, or you could put the red boy if you wanted instead. And then I need to, in these, I'm just going to change this. Download free ebook. Let's put that there, that'll do, just for the sake of it. And then in here, I've got to connect to my service, which will take me to this one. Create a new connection. API. So just remember, it's always API for us on this. And then I've got to select the right one, which will be, and just you guys have got to keep in mind that if you select the wrong one, it'll send your subscribers to somebody else.
Yeah.
So yeah, got to be right. So this one's Manly. Where am I here? G4 Manly. Why can't I see it? Maybe we haven't set this one up. Oh, there it is. There we go. All right, so G4 Manly, and so that will connect it to that now. So what does that do? I've got the phone number, email. So I'm not sure. You could change. Okay, so it looks like it's only recognizing what's in Aweber. So if you want an extra field there, David, just let me know and we can add one. like a postcode field.
Yeah, if you made an extra postcode field and left it as like a text field, then we could rename it logically, sort of, for the guys in the UK or wherever, it would be postal code. For us, it would be zip.
Yeah, exactly. We'd probably set it up, because I don't know, it looks like it's not going to... Oh, yeah, you can change the label here. Yeah, so you can put in whatever label you want in there. So you could even, in effect, change the phone number to zip code. So someone types in their zip code for you.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, if you wanted to.
So these three fields are linking back to Aweber then?
Yeah. So on Aweber, it'll come to you as their phone number.
Yeah.
But because you've labelled it zip code, then it will appear zip code on the form. So they'll think they're filling in the zip code, but you'll get it in your phone number field on Aweber. Yeah. So that's all there. Again, we've got the thank you page that you can send them to. If you want to send them somewhere else, required field. So you could even make the zip code a required field, so that they can't just not fill it in.
Right.
Doesn't mean they'll give you the real one, but it gives you a chance. Okay, so that's all done. Display. I'll put in display name, email address, and phone number, and then I'm going to save that. And this should be done. I'll save the changes there. So the changes are saved. So I'll now go to the actual website. There it is. You can see it pops straight up.
Nice.
So yeah, so that's the Lightbox, and again, you can put a few different ones up there, test them, with a boy there or whatever you want. So
the Lightbox by definition will then load on top of the page as it renders.
Exactly, yeah. As soon as you go to the page, it comes up first, and people have got to close it and then get to your page. And yeah, for me, it's interesting because the guy from Thrive Themes, it's like he said in his thing, he said things that annoy you, don't worry about it. And it's the same with your marketing. If you're annoyed by people putting door hangers on your door, don't worry about it, because it's marketing. It's not whether or not you're annoyed, it's whether or not there are people out there who are not annoyed by it, who are going to become students of yours. And this is what it's about, is he said test everything. So test the Lightbox. You might find Lightboxes annoying when you go to websites. You're sick of closing them all the time. And that's going to happen. You're going to get people who are annoyed by that, but you're going to get people who are not annoyed by that, who happily fill in your form. And there also will be people who will come to your website who purely want to be contacted. They want to inquire. That's what they're there for. They've come to your website through something. They just want to get to know you. They get, find out about your lessons. And if that form pops up straight away, it could be for a free download, which is on there, but it doesn't have to be for free download. It could be, the pop-up could be for inquiring about lessons. If you're interested in lessons, fill in this form now, and then just bang, yeah. So you could even replicate that. I could take that whole picture here, this one, for example, do a screenshot of it, and add that as this into the picture, right? So where I change that image, I'm just doing this as a kind of an example, not that it's what I'm recommending at all, but I put that in there, and so it's immediately throwing up the web page, or a kind of a small version of the web page, which will come up here. I can make it longer or whatever, or text bigger, and then put into here, inquire about lessons, and that way that pops up straight away. And so, it might come from your flyer or come from somewhere else. Oh, okay, so I have to fill in the form. Some people are funny, because some people just think, oh, I need to fill in the form first before I can look at the website. Some people think that way. Some people will think, okay, perfect, that's what I want. I just want to find out about lessons. So they just fill in the form. So they haven't been distracted by anything yet. And you might just have a picture there that says, want to learn to play guitar? fill in the form now. So, oh yeah, I do want to learn guitar. Okay, fill in the form, bang, and away they go. And then next thing you've got their details, and you're on the phone 5 minutes later, and they go, oh wow, that was quick. That's what you want. That's what you're looking for. You get that student to take action, make it easy for them, and get them doing it now, not looking at your website for half an hour or clicking on different pages. The more that they get into your website, actually the more likely they are to click off and go and do something else.
Right.
So yeah, so that's pretty well it. Any other questions on that?
No, I think I'm good. I think I'm just loading up that page to take a look at the new header page.
Okay, cool. All right, well, we'll leave it there. I'll just stop the share, and I'll look forward to hearing, Jim, about your Yelp experience.
Okay.
Either way, you're going to learn something. You've got $300 to play with, so jump in there and see. Just say to them, look, if I can get $300 to get me an inquiry, then I'll look at it from there. That's really what you, and ask that for as much help as you can get. I find it's really good. I've done this, in the past where I've gone with marketing sources. I'll actually ask the people who are selling the marketing, okay, tell me what I need to do. Tell me the best way to make this work, because I want it to work as much as you do or more. Otherwise, you're not going to get any more of my business if I can't get it to work.
Exactly. Right.
All right, we're done. Thanks, David. Thanks, Jim. I'll see you next time, and I'll try and get the time right next week.
No worries.
All right.
Well, okay.
All right.